Okay folks, back in Bristol yet again. This time we're watching a reboot of The Grinch. Now, it's only been 18 years since the Jim Carrey classic, and I don't know what to expect with this. I mean, it's from Universal's Illumination, so it'll be decent, but I have to ask the question, did this really need a remake? I mean, I appreciate it's nice to do retells, respins, what have you, but I don't know. But it's Cumberbatch, so it'll be decent, so in 90 minutes, you'll find out what I think of The Grinch 2018. See ya. We've gotten to the spoiler review finally, and as ever, I will give you 5 seconds to click off of this if you've come here by mistake thinking this is the spoiler-free review. Okay, we're good. I'm going to get the negative aspect of the movie out of the way. The writing in this thing is almost a paint-by-the-numbers rehash of the original. You know, in the original version, the Grinch he's just basically a heel grouch. You know, the movie, with the Jim Carrey version, it does more or less depict how we best know the Grinch. You know, he got a bad game done in the past where he was belittled, mocked, and what have you. So the true aspects of the Grinch are in the 2000 movie, but this one is like, oh, he was just left out, he's misunderstood. You've missed the point of the entire character. He's not misunderstood, he is basically a douchebag in the movie. Yeah, there are some unpleasant ways of which he was made to be a douchebag in the first movie, but, you know, he wasn't left out or misunderstood or any of that. No. Here's the thing, Hollywood, and I feel like I need to say this so that you understand this. Honor the source material. You know, I'm all for fresh takes and having new twists, but respect the source material. Respect what has gone before. Let's think of this as an example. It'd be like if you took the character of Lena Inverse from Slayers and give Slayers its own big motion live action picture, or just a very high quality cinematic anime feature. I'm good with either. And you made Lena Inverse play second fiddle to a completely original new character that's made up for the movie called Edmonton Middleton Quinterback. That's a completely new character that has no relevance to Slayers whatsoever, and Lena is constantly playing second fiddle in terms of writing and booking just for this brand new character that has nothing to do with the lead protagonist of Slayers. It's like, well, this ain't a Slayers movie. This is just serving an unnecessary and pointless character, whatever narrative is in it. And also, the Grinch is meant to be, you know, kind of heartless. In the first movie, in the Jim Carrey movie, he, aside from feeding Max and keeping him around the house, he basically treats his dog like garbage. In this one, he's petting him at times, he's letting him snuggle up against him. You know, when he sees Sam the reindeer with his family, he lets him go. It's just like, you sure this character had a heart that was 3 sizes too small? Because to me, he already had a heart there. And also the fact that the whole village didn't reprimand him. Well, to be fair, the whole village didn't really reprimand him for what happened in the Jim Carrey movie. They all kind of forgave him, which is very noble and altruistic, and I do praise that. Because there's not a lot of forgiveness these days. There's something that needs to be seen more often. But it just felt like loose ends were tied up too easily with regards to the writing. It just feels very watered, very watered down, very dilute, very contrived, and just forced. Now those are the negative aspects out of the way. With regards to cast, you know, I can say what I want about how painful it was with the writing. Casting-wise, I could not fault anybody. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch did well as the Grinch. He's no Jim Carrey, but then again, who is? But Cumberbatch is versatile, and I really enjoyed his portrayal of the character that didn't give a hoot, or implied that he did not give a hoot. Really surprised to hear Kenan Thompson with a voice role in this. So I thought, okay, you know, it's nice to see you still getting work. Because, you know, he's got a very enjoyable voice and what have you. Even Angela Lansbury getting a nod in the credits. But yeah, cast was, you know, there's nothing really nothing negative I can say about the cast. You know, casting was great. I did have a feeling with the score when I noticed like there were certain parts with this gothic opera going. I was like, why do I feel like I'm watching a movie with Danny Elfman that comes up? I'm like, oh gosh, dang it! I may narc the guy with the kind of repetitiveness of what he does with the score, but the guy knows how to belt out a decent score. It's just a shame you couldn't do the same thing for Hulk some 15 years ago. Rant over. But score and soundtrack, what is there to say? You know, it did its job for what it was needed. Well, it's Illumination. You know what you're getting. You know, you've seen with the Minions and the Despicable Me movies. You know, it's impressive. The only thing I found was a little bit out of place was the Grinch literally had perfect white teeth, whereas in most of the depictions of the Grinch in the past, man has teeth problems. So I felt like they didn't really pay too much attention to detail with regards to how his character should be represented. But, you know, with the CG that Illumination did, you know, it was impressive. See, this is where I'm trying so hard to be objective. Like I say, visually it's an impressive movie. There are a lot of positive aspects with regards to Christmas, especially with, you know, Cindy Lou Who wanting to do something nice for her mother, which there are a lot of kids out there that actually put their parents first, and, you know, to kids, past and present, that actually do that, absolutely, total respect. You know, I think there should be more kids like that. But again, aside from the positive aspects with regards to visuals, cast, and score, writing, first and foremost. Get the writing solid, the rest will follow suit. And the writing is cracked, flawed, hollow. Again, it's a paint-by-the-numbers remake. And whilst I'm on the subject, did we really need a remake to a movie that was already good some 18 years ago? In Hollywood, I appreciate some people have a short attention span, but most of us that grew up with the Jim Carrey movie and even the original animated piece from years ago, they were already good. Why do we feel this need and necessity to reboot something that does not require a remake? Because it's probably, just going out on the limb here, it's probably maybe 30% of people that have a short attention span and memory, whereas the rest of the 70% of us remember the preceding movies very fondly. And again, to the point, did we need a remake? And I can safely say, speaking for myself, no. No, we did not. It's like how we don't need to reboot Batman so many times, although with Batman and Robin I'm prepared to let that slide. It's why I am completely against a remake of Back to the Future. Don't you dare, Hollywood! You know it's not good for you. And as for Ghostbusters, well, we've all been shown why that was a bad idea from the get-go, and Sony, you're only just learning this lesson. But, yeah, long story short, there are charming aspects about it. There is a warm-hearted message of Christmas in here, but, you know, the writing is hideous. So, I'm going to give this a very low loner and a very strong stay away from this. Save your money, folks. I would like to have saved money on this, but I don't get to say that on this occasion. So, yeah, Cumberbatch, love your work and all, but dude, no, don't do another Grinch movie. And Hollywood, don't do another Grinch movie for at least another 30 to 40 years, because this wasn't needed. Those are my thoughts.